Man, this time the quick speed chop, I had to get out of the wind, but I gotta fire up that truck, get out of the way. I gotta get my trailer out. I gotta get the 37 Ford out. It's gotta go to the Cavalcade Cars in Hamburg, New York. It snowed. It's like 20 degrees out. We've gotta get the car out, get it on the trailer, cover it up somehow so it doesn't get salt on it, and get it an hour and a half away. So let's see if this blue truck will start. Believe it or not, yesterday morning, it was almost 60 degrees out, now it's 20. Oh boy. Come on, baby. There we go. Man, haven't fired this up in a little bit. It's a little 460 big block action for you. There we go. I just got to move this out of the way. Just got to move this thing out of the way. Where can I put it? Oh, it's got to be out of the way. I think I'll just put it in front of the gas station maybe, because we got to have room to get the 37 out of the barn next here. Man, cold-blooded. It is cold out, but tomorrow it's going to be like 40 and then like 60 by Sunday by the end of the show when I bring the car back, so at least that'll be good. There we go, she's good to go now. If the transmission will work, there we go. It's a little slow, it's all right. Everybody's a little slow when they're cold. Just get this guy right over here. Park it right in front of the gas station with the dragster. Yeah, there we go. I think I'll let this sit here and charge the battery for a second. Man, it's cold and windy out here. Woo! Yeah, we'll let that warm up for a minute. Check out this dragster out here getting destroyed in the snow. If you saw the cold start video, I started this thing up with snow on it a couple weeks ago. This thing's got to go to Cleveland for the Piston Powered show in the first week of April, so it's getting towed out there with my Studebaker truck, so that ought to be an adventure. Right now she's frozen out here in the tundra. So now the big question is, will the car start? Because it is like 22 degrees out. We're gonna try choking it. We only got 6 volts to roll with. I'm gonna pump the crap out of it. Let's try it. Come on, baby. There we go. Come on. Ugh, it's running out of charge so fast. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh, come on. Come on, you piece of crap. Come on. I hate this car. Come on, you piece of crap. It's like it runs out of gas still. Now we're damn it! This is bullshit. Towing my old Ford. Well, after about 2 hours of struggle, finally got the car wrapped up and on the trailer ready to go. Check this out. I'm not hauling cars anywhere in the winter ever again without an enclosed trailer, I'll tell you that. Look at it, it's shrink wrapped, ready for delivery. Well, after about 2 hours of struggle and cold battery. All right, hey guys, this next day, sorry it just kind of abruptly ended there. It was so cold out yesterday trying to load that 37 Ford that the GoPro didn't want to work. It had over half battery left, but it kept shutting down on said cold or low battery, which meant it was too cold. So I couldn't do any more filming. I took the camera with me as we took the car to the show. I wanted to do some setup video, but the camera was still too cold, even though riding in the truck, it just wouldn't turn on. So I don't have any more setup footage of the show. Sorry about that. But the next video, I'm going to turn this into a separate little get in the car there, having a huge fiasco. I was so upset. Long story short, after the car died outside in the yard, and we towed it around and dragged it on the trailer, Jack and I spent like 2 hours wrapping it up with plastic and a car cover, and I got like some wrap that you use like on pallets, like shrink wrap. Shrink wrap the whole car, on the car cover with another tarp on the front of it to keep salt from going around the front of the car. And thank God the roads were dry, but there's still a ton of salt on them. So we took off. We're driving into like 50-mile-an-hour winds easily. So the wind, and we're going like 55, so the wind blowing on the car is like 100 miles an hour. You know, they didn't get 10 miles, the plastic and the tarp blowing all over the place, loose, like a waving arm inflatable, wacky inflatable flailing man. Had to stop between two storage buildings and tie the plastic up, take the tarp off, redo it. By the time we got to the show, the tarp, the car cover beat on the car so much, it like shook all this blue dust all over the car out of the cover. And so the whole car was covered in blue dust. I had to get all that off it, push it off the trailer, we pushed it inside. So the car is at the Hamburg for the old school review part of the Cavalcade of Cars. And the video right after this is, I might do I'll probably do a twofer weekend. This is a Saturday video. I'll do the Sunday video at the car show. So we'll get a twofer, whatever weekend this is for you guys. It's March 1st today, so it's going to be probably like the next week. Anyways, you'll get a twofer, a Saturday video and a Sunday video. So we'll turn this one into the Saturday video. So anyways, we got the car there, got it set up, and you can see it when we do the show video. Ted's coming out, my friend old Ted. We're going to the show, so we'll do a video for the car show. So this video, we might as well finish up with something else since it didn't have an ending and just ended abruptly. Ka-cha! So back on the Dodge, here we are. Let's finish this guy up. The last video on this, I got the bed boards put in. I stained them with some 10-year-old deck stain I found, and they've got a couple coats of stain. I thought it would be shinier in this, but anyways, they should be water protected now for a while. They'll fade up. I'm doing the last piece of steel here. This is a piece of angle iron I primed up. I got to clean the edges off, but it's going to weld to the box and weld here and just kind of lock these boards in. They'll only be under it about a ½ inch, so if the boards ever need to be replaced, you can unbolt them and pull them out. It's kind of like they do on trailers. They have steel on the edges. So that'll lock these down. I'm just getting ready to tack that in. I went out back in the stash. My neighbor was throwing out these tool boxes. These are Cobalt side boxes, and they're for a full-size truck, but they're the perfect width to put one in the front of this bed. So I think I'm going to make a mount out of angle iron that this will sit on. It'll come across, it'll bolt in the side of the box, and then we'll either make another one for the back or maybe just do a foot down in the center back there in the front to hold it there. But this will be a little toolbox. I'll be able to carry like a floor jack, one of those cheap, like steel floor jacks just for jacking up here. A couple of tools, some straps and chains and ratchet straps and stuff. I'll center it up in here. Right now it's it's all crooked because I'm just eyeballing it, but it'll sit just below the bed bar. I might paint it black since the diamond plate's all like crunchy munchy. Might paint it black to go with the black look there with the other accessories. But we'll have a little toolbox. It'll float, so I'll still have the 8-foot bed, to put lumber or long what do you call it's underneath it. And I've sneak peeked enough. I put one of the mud tires on. Check it out. Oh my goodness. 255 85 R16, which is about a 33.1 inch tire. Look at how awesome that looks. I can't believe it. Awesome. Awesome. It's still got quite a big gap here, but this truck looks just like a big old school highboy. Narrow tires on white rims, powder coated white rims. My friend Jordan did a Daydream and Fabrications. They look awesome on there. I think I'm going to run it without hubcaps. I have some 70s Dodge hubcaps, but once you put them on the rims, you scratch the rims, permanently putting them on. So I think I'm going to go with just the bare hub look and the white rims. I really like the look of that. It looks pretty tough. And there is one. I'm a little afraid to put the rest of them on the truck because we are super tight up here. This height, we've got like an inch of clearance to the door, and I'm a little nervous. These are a lot smaller tires on the front. A little nervous that when I put the mud tires in the front, it's going to pick the front of the truck up so much that the roll bar is not going to clear. saw me weld that on there to fill up the gap, because this thing is raised up off them boards a little bit, because the boards are 1 inch thick and it's 1 inch thick angle iron. I used some 1/4 inch round rod down here, and I just made a couple of fillers, and it's just tacked. So this angle iron's kind of like floating over most of this, but all we need is just a little bit to keep the board, you know, tails from going wild. So it's welded fully on both ends, here on both ends here, and then tacked with 1/4 inch round rod in the center, and all the boards are under there. I'm just, oops, that's wet, don't touch it. I just fogged some brown on it. Now I'm making the bracket for the toolbox, and I actually already welded it together, but it's going to hang off the front of that box where those 1 inch pieces of tubing are. So I had some scrap 3/4 tubing, and I had a piece of 1/8 inch flat stock I cut into 2 gussets, and then I welded a piece of 1 inch angle iron to the top of this here. So this is going to weld onto the those pieces over there on the front of the box, and then the toolbox will sit on top of here, and you won't even see it. Like the back of it will float instead of using a foot down and losing bed space. So those are structural in the front of that panel. So welding this on there, it'll be good. It's not like we're putting like 87,000 pounds in the toolbox, so it should be plenty strong enough, especially the gussets. Weld this guy on, and then the front bar, I haven't made that yet, but that'll just be a piece of angle iron that'll sit in here, like maybe 2x2 or something like that, come out. Just weld a couple of tabs on the end of it, and the tabs will bolt right through the bed sides. That'll hang that thing up pretty good. But let's get this guy, I'm gonna throw some primer on it real fast and throw it in front of the heater, let it you know, bake up a little bit, and then I'll just leave the edges where we got a weld exposed. That way it'll be a lot easier than trying to paint the thing in there. I got that tacked in here, sitting on there. I already had I tried the box on it real fast, and it's sitting on there good. I'll finish weld it once we get everything made, but that'll be completely hidden and float there. So I'm making the bar to go under the front of the box here, and I found this piece of angle iron, and I don't even remember what it came off of, but it was only like 2 inches longer than I needed, so I cut it down. I've got these little tabs that I tacked on here that Jordan cut out on the plasma table for me for another project. I had leftover extra ones, so they're going to bolt to the bedside. Oops, there goes. Scratch the paint. Oh no, did you just see that? Oh, there goes the bed floor. Oh, first scratch. You know what, I need both hands. Dang it! We're having a heck of a time here. It's a work truck. That's why this thing's a work truck. Immediately ruined that. Didn't even get 1 day out of it with the stain on it. So this guy is going to bolt, boom, boom, under here with a diamond plate and span the front of the bed. It's like 1/8 inch angle iron bent in a 90, so it's super strong. It'll be plenty for that. But essentially, it'll sit in the box sides here and bolt through the box side, and the toolbox will sit up on top of here, just like that, except up in the front. So it's late now. I got to go in. I'm starving, but I will get this welded up and probably bolt it to the box, and then slide the box in there and set it on the floating part and true it all up. You know, I can true this up under here, get it lined up, and then we'll drill our holes, get it all ready to mount, take it off, paint her up, and we'll have a toolbox installed in the back of the truck. It'll be awesome. Can't believe I just shaved that out. It's fine, don't worry about it. And then we'll have the end of our, this is like a saga video. 37 Ford dies, doesn't start. 20-degree weather, windstorm, ruined that car. Come in here, work on this, scratch the floor up, exhaust is too loud. This whole video is like one disaster after another. Bam, it's the next day here. I'm just going to finish up real fast, and then we'll finish up the video. And then tomorrow, you can watch the Cavalcade of Cars old school review video. Bonus, 2-for-1 weekend. Well, I put the tailgate closed apparently, but just take a look. I've got the box mounted in here. I drilled through the side of the box, a couple of 5/16 stainless steel bolts here through the box side. That's not really noticeable, and it shouldn't rust. Obviously being stainless. Got the box bolted on here. The floating mount is behind it. Just painted that black there, but it's hidden away. If I get up here on the step, the guy opens up here like that. It's got just enough room to clear the back window protector. Got 3 quarter 20 stainless bolts here, then 2 in the bottom. So this thing is nice and solid. There, nice and solid. So there's enough room in this thing. I can put one of them small mini floor jacks in here. I can have straps or chains, ratchet straps, jack handle, probably a breaker bar with a socket for the wheels, a couple other things there. So not a real big box, but that's all we need to hold the junk that we need. And it's flush with the top of the box so it doesn't stick up real far. I think maybe later when the weather's warmer out, I might scuff this up with a wire wheel or Scotch-Brite, and I might, ooh, it's cracked here, I didn't notice that. Anyways, it's used. I might scuff it up and paint the top and paint the back black so it matches the roll bar some more. I think that might look good. So I started this video with the 37 Ford, trying to start it in 20-degree weather. It's 2 days later, 3 days later, 2 days later, whatever it is. It's 60 degrees out now, and I'm going to go pick the car up after the show. But tomorrow you can watch the video on Sunday of the actual show and the car show and a whole bunch of hot rods and other stuff in there. So it'll be like a video pretty much cruising through. Probably there's so much background noise. It's just going to be video, and I'm going to put music over it. But I don't know how long it's going to be. Probably 15 minutes long, but it'll be a lot of the cars of the show, and you can see it and check that out. So this one started off in failure and ended up completely 180 degrees around the other way with this. But thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with the old school review Cavalcade of Cars video from Hamburg. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time here at the Quick Speed Shop.